Blessings, everyone. Welcome back. I just wanted to continue on talking about caregivers. And I just want to check in with setting healthy boundaries. You can love others without losing yourself. And I'm going to read Mark 6, verse 31. Then, because so many people were coming and going that they did not even have a chance to eat, he said to them, "Come with me by yourself to a quiet place and get some rest." So, I just want to talk about the unseen burdens caregivers carry and how constantly pouring into others can affect our physical, emotional, and spiritual health, and the constant struggle with healthy boundaries. Many of us were taught that saying yes is love and saying no is selfish. But what if I told you sometimes the most loving word you can say is no? Hmm. Even Jesus had boundaries. He walked away from crowds, he took time to pray, he rested, and sometimes delay responding. Why? See, because he never allowed people demands to become greater than God's direction. See, being available to everyone doesn't mean that you are being obedient to God. Sometimes obedience looks like resting. And you have to pay attention to these signs. When you ask yourself, do I feel guilty every time I say no? I used to. I used to feel guilty. And that used to cost me a lot of exhaustion because you deplete yourself. And then you're going to ask yourself, do I feel responsible for everyone's happiness? Do I neglect my own health to make sure that everybody else is okay? Have I stopped spending time with God because I'm always helping someone else? So if you answered yes, your heart isn't bad, your boundaries are tired. And you need to reevaluate and start setting some. I want you to take a moment to think. You can write these questions down in your journal, and then in your quiet time, you can answer them. Who am I trying to save that only God can save? What am I carrying that God never asked me to carry? See, a lot of times we don't, that's the furthest thing from our mind. Because when we do things, most of the time we don't consult God. Is this what He wants me to do? And so that's why we feel so exhausted because it wasn't something that He asked us to do. What would change if I believed that resting was an act of faith? Wow. Wow. Imagine that. I'm just going to add some practical steps for you this week. Practice one healthy boundary. Maybe it's, I can't today. I need some rest. I'll pray about it first. I'd love to help next week. Boundaries aren't walls, they're gates. You decide what comes in and what goes out. That's important. Because Sometimes there are days when I'm just like my body is just it's not responding, it's not going. And I've learned to not force anything, just to quiet my body for a second, just to be still. But I want you to be encouraged that remember, even Jesus stepped away to be with his Father. If the Son of God need rest, so do we, because he's the one who sets the example. He's the one who set the example. So you can love deeply without carrying everything. Your calling is to be faithful, not to be everyone's savior. God is already holding what you were never meant to carry. So I want to encourage you today to set boundaries and listen to your body and start practicing to say no. Because sometimes that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Please share this with someone and encourage them to be a better version of themselves by taking one small step. Set a boundary today. Happy journaling. Have a blessed evening.